Welcome to Bad Gear, the show about the world's most hated audio tools. Teenage engineering divides the world. An innovative company turned tech messiah, blessing us with impeccable design masterpieces for some, a borderline criminal gang of hipsters selling overpriced toys that are living proof that humanity is doomed for others. Today we are going to talk about The Choir. This 2022 collection of singing wooden dolls based on a 2007 art installation sponsored by a liquor brand is maybe the epitome of TE's double-edged reputation. While other polarizing products like the OP1 do offer at least some redeeming qualities to the company's critics, this uncanny hybrid between a modular vocal synthesizer and Patrick Bateman goes Bauhaus furniture really creeps me out. At the first glance, these modernist Chuckies are not only singing spine-chillingly unsuspicious songs from the public domain when they are bored, they're also ticking all the boxes. Each doll has its own name, vocal range, and stands for a culture. Bogdan, a bass-singing Cossack. Hello. Carlo, an Italian baritone and obvious homage to Pinocchio. Hello. The German soprano Gisela. Hello. Ivana, an alto from the Netherlands. Hello. Hatshepsut, a mezzo representing ancient Egypt. Hello. Layla, a Palestinian soprano. Hello. Mickey from Japan singing tenor. Hello. And finally Olga, a contralto from Russia. Hello. I stumbled upon some comments on the internet describing these depictions as culturally insensitive, but nothing that got TE cancelled. In standalone mode, these choir members conspire via Bluetooth and organize the arrangements autonomously depending on how many of them you have. They can, however, act as real musical instruments. Ideally using the OP1 field or any other MIDI-compatible Bluetooth device. But more of that later. The Hatsune Miku on volume type sound of the individual dolls is shaped by the acoustical properties of their wooden enclosure and a little Bluetooth speaker/brain that can be removed and charged via USB-C. Physical controls are limited to an on-off button which you hold for syncing to a Bluetooth host, and basic commands like louder, softer, play or shut up can be given by tilting the individual units and tapping them on the head softly. Angrily slamming the table works well too. Although Articulation is eerily versatile in the demo songs, MIDI control is limited to 4 control changes, namely 1 for vibrato, 2 for the consonant, 3 for the vowel, and 4 for a reverb-like effect. Theoretically sufficient, but not exactly convenient in practice. So far, so sonically underwhelming. It does get worse though. While the cursed choir magically collaborates with the OP1 field, well, mostly I had a hard time using standard Bluetooth devices. My contemporary Macs were able to establish a connection and play a few notes before the disturbing dolls went AWOL again, but latency is atrocious and constantly changing. There were countless stuck notes, loss of sync, and some of the dolls randomly started singing their standard repertoire mid-arrangement. I had hoped that Roland's A01 would finally serve a purpose, but it didn't solve the problem either. The manual is worthy of a Roland IRA synth, so it's great to have a dedicated GitHub page summarizing essential findings, including Midi and Bluetooth implementation, but in my case didn't help much either. Thanks to Klangfarbe for saving my ghoulish behind with an OP1 field floor model after lending me this Halloween-worthy ensemble of horrors, which goes for $250 a pop or $2 soul-crushing grand for the entire choir. Using the ensemble for making actual music isn't easy. Is it a real instrument or just a stylish money grab for oversaturated hipsters with zero finished tracks? You have already heard the dolls in today's intro tune. Don't ask me no questions and I will tell you no lies. After losing an entire day trying to make normal Bluetooth work, it is time to find out if the OP1 field will do the trick. I call this the €7,000 question. Putting the choir to good use in music production is quite a challenge. Latencies of over 50 milliseconds even with the OP1 field require some practice, and I haven't found a proper way to implement MIDI modulations or adapt voice allocation to the arrangement. Recording the entire choir can be tricky. I wanna know how it fares in a classic bad gear setup.
Your usual tricks don't work here. The only person who can actually make music with this is Heinbach. Mere mortals like you can only sample and edit the living hell out of it. And I know it's a little too late for Halloween, but these things are really creepy. Almost EDM art house.
Verdict: the choir is a great acoustic and visual backdrop for your next Halloween craft beer tasting. Quality of the woodwork is top-notch and Teenage Engineering did a great job when it comes to the interior design side of the product. That being said, although I like the overall concept from a musician's perspective, especially for experimental genres, installation art or surround sound recordings, many essential features are only half-baked, and I found it very hard to integrate the choir in my workflows in spite of having access to other expensive gimmicks from the TE ecosystem. But don't fear, if Teenage Engineering follows their usual pattern, we can soon expect the new choir field that actually works for twice the money. Thanks for watching and see you next time.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. Feel free to like, subscribe, become a patron and leave a comment what other kind of gear you would like to see and hear on the show.